Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 reasons why I decided to permanently delete all of my social media profiles. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right to it. Let's hop right to reason number 1 that I will share with you. So reason number 1 has to do with mental clarity. Okay. Let me give a little context, little background as to what I mean or what I'm referencing. So as we all know, we live in a digital world. We're hyper connected, can connect with pretty much anywhere, anyone, anywhere on the planet, right? And we get information, we get news, we get updates pretty much instantaneously. We get the latest message, the latest report, latest article, latest, news that comes out pretty much about anything with great expediency, right? Comes quick, fast, and in a hurry. So with that reality that we live in a digital world, I think that is paired with us as human beings being social creatures, right? We're naturally social creatures. It's what allows us to come together, to build things, to contribute, to work collectively to advance our species, right? Very simple. So there's that acronym that's thrown out often called, FOMO, fear of missing out. And when you pair the digital world, right? A lot of instantaneous news, updates, things that are going on with different people, different industries, et cetera, with FOMO, our desire to not miss anything, to stay in the loop, to stay connected, to not seem like we're out of touch or we're not in the know. And this is my experience personally, we allow ourselves to endlessly be flooded with different messages, different thoughts, different ideas, different opinions, different perspectives, right? And we get to a point, at least I got to a point, I'm not sure if you can agree with this, I certainly believe many of you will, but you get to a point where you can't really distinguish your own thoughts and what you genuinely believe, what you genuinely think from just a mix and mashup of things that you've heard, read, or seen, right? Like, what's the difference between what you think and what you've heard and kind of like agree with, or, just kind of take take a side with, right? I think when it comes to making decisions about the things that you want to do with your life, who you really want to be, and unpacking who you are, right? To just better understand yourself, it's harmful when all these different ideas and things are coming into the mix, because they can have an impact on the decisions that you decide to make. I'm hearing all these messages today and this marketing and things that are coming into my mind, and it influences, what I want to do. Okay, do I need to travel here? Do I need to buy this? Do I need to do that? Okay, maybe I should go here. Maybe I need to connect with this person. Versus, what do I genuinely want to do with my life? What makes me happy? What is the best for my health, for my family, for my loved ones, right? The lines get blurred. And again, that's why I kind of categorize this as mental clarity. So for me personally, I wanted to step away from social media, and I wanted to make my life much more quiet, if that makes sense, so that I can make decisions for my personal, benefit and personal satisfaction, regardless of what other people have to say or other people's opinions and things of that nature. So that is the first reason why I decided to step away from social media. Moving on to number 2. It's about stopping addictions, man. Stopping addictions. I was very addicted to my phone, and I think I still am to an extent. This is gonna take some time, but being on social media, I feel like the vast majority of people on social media are addicted to social media and addicted to their phones. I know I certainly was. So let's kind of break down how this works and why I think it's negative beyond just obvious reasons, right, of being addicted. So a lot of this, and many people have talked about this, a lot of it comes down to the neurotransmitter dopamine, okay? So going back to FOMO, fear of missing out, we want to stay up to date on the latest and greatest, right? So when you pair that natural curiosity or that natural desire to be social, to be sociable with the developers of these platforms manufacturing them in a certain way to kind of take advantage of that. That's where a lot of this addiction comes from. So I really like how Dr. Daniel Lieberman put it, and he's been putting out a lot of, I feel like, useful content on this about dopamine. The fact that it is the molecule of more. That's his book, The Molecule of More. That's really what dopamine is. So it's not as much the kind of like rewards that we're getting. I think that's a piece of it, but what really keeps us on these platforms is dopamine, the desire to see something new, something novel, something that we haven't yet seen before, right? So you go on the Explore page, for example, and you'll just be scrolling, say, oh yeah, bikini picture, oh yeah, the latest, sports highlights, whatever, and you feel like you've seen it all, but you're still on there. For what reason? We can't really piece it together. But what we're hoping for and what's keeping us going is that dopamine, the desire or the hope that we are going to eventually scroll far enough where we'll see something that excites us, that gives us a laugh, that intrigues us, or whatever the case may be. And that's what keeps us on, these platforms and these apps for, countless hours, minutes, hours, and things of that nature. So that's kind of my understanding of how it works. Now, in terms of why I think it's such a negative thing, and my own perspective for why I wanted to stop and break that addiction it was described in the recent Netflix documentary, The Social Dilemma, the importance of the ability to self-cope, right? Like us as human beings, when we experience certain things that don't sit right with us or make us uncomfortable, or as in certain cases we would describe it today, bored, if we're bored, right? We have an ability to just self-regulate, to just be calm, cool, collected. I'm good, okay? I can just look out into the world and kind of just entertain myself and be okay. But when we have these addictions, we just like have to be stimulated all the time. I gotta listen to music. I gotta, check out this update. I gotta scroll here. Okay, let me check the news. What's happening here in government and this, that, and the third. What's the latest celebrity doing? Okay, let me turn the TV on. I gotta have some noise, some stimulation at all times. And it's just very unnatural for us. So again, what the documentary Social Dilemma was saying is that when we seek out that constant stimulation and we use our phone as a coping mechanism, any lull in a conversation, anytime we have a quick second, we're going to pick it up and just, we're kind of, we're coping, right? We're kind of like coddling ourselves. It atrophies our ability to self-cope, to just self-regulate and be okay without any stimulation. And I think, again, that's another unnatural thing. But the more important aspect of it is, I feel like with me, and again, if you're watching this, you might be able to attest to this as well. There might be some discontentment there that prompts us to want to pick up the phone. Maybe it's a lack of fulfillment in our job or with our relationships, or we're having some stress with our finances, or our health isn't up to par and we're not feeling too good about that. And because of those stressors and that discontentment, we need something to cope, right? To get us through the hump. To kind of numb that pain or that, again, discontentment that we're feeling. So I just think that's another key thing that we have to avoid, to not just numb ourselves to that pain, but to confront it head on and figure out the ways in which we can overcome those things and turn that discontentment to contentment, turn that unfulfillment to fulfillment, right? In whatever area of life it is. Okay. So that is the second reason. Third reason is pretty simple. Time is precious. We only have so much time here on this earth. And for me, I wanted to spend it how I wanted to spend it. I think the simple way that I can put it is I've gotten to a point where, I'm blessed to have people in my life who care about me and who I care about. Right? I know who loves me and I know who I love. So I want to spend my time, as much time as possible, with those people and giving to those people, giving to community as much as I possibly can through the means that I enjoy, fitness, health and wellness, and through this YouTube channel as an example. That's really what it came down to, not just spending, time trying to escape a perhaps painful or uncomfortable or unfulfilling reality, but working, again, back to number 2, working diligently to make sure that my life is I live it in a manner in which I, when it's all said and done, can be happy and satisfied and proud of what I did and how I spent my time. And that's really it. So no time wasted on social media, basically, is what I'm saying. So that pretty much wraps it up for my three main reasons why I decided to permanently delete my social media profiles. And yeah, it's been 3 months now, like I said, and I have no desire to go back. So we'll see. But I would love to hear your thoughts. What are your thoughts on social media? Are you going to step away? You're going to give it a try? I would say maybe 14 days. Just try it out. Try it out for a week. Try it out for 2 weeks. Stepping away and see how your life changes. But nonetheless, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.